show is proudly brought to you by Audio Pub. Hello, Sir Nigel.
Welcome to South Melbourne.
Good morning.
It's very autumny today, Colonel.
It is. It is.
I've got the long sleeves on today.
What's your T-shirt say?
It's celebrating my own band, DT360. Not the Dry Terrors, that's another thing entirely. A model of fiendish motorcycle from the 1970s. And basically, if you come to my house and play, you're automatically inducted into the DT360s.
Everyone gets a T-shirt.
Well, they should be so lucky, you know, you'd be a regular player. But yeah, pretty much everyone, I kind of, in my own imagination, which is the best place for any band I play in.
Yes.
I have this kind of, this thing, it's partly real, it's partly not, doesn't play very often. You've steadfastly avoided coming to my house, so you haven't actually been
there before, many years ago.
Been a part of the DT360s. I'll induct you yet.
I came over for a mildly boozy blues jam many years back.
You did indeed, that's right. Okay, well,
I escaped.
I'm like the Mormon church. If you came in, you know, if you're on my list, you're in my band. Pretty much how it works.
What has been going on with you this week, Sir Nigel?
This week's flown by, hasn't it?
It has.
We've got the build-up to the Grand Prix here in Melbourne. Are you open next Saturday?
Yes. I've turned the shop into a toilet paper warehouse.
Hasn't that been the story of the week?
That's nuts.
The psychology of consumers. If only you could trigger the same fear of missing out for guitars. Although you did sell a few. Cool. You sold a few this week.
We're always selling a few here at the Colonel, but you know, I need 1 million. What was that ransom in Austin Powers? 1 million, and then everyone laughed. I mean, 1 billion.
1 billion billions. And look, question though, because today we are celebrating International Women's Day.
We are.
As only two white guys on a podcast can do, which feels a bit awkward, but hey, look, we'll make it our own thing.
Panda's here in the studio.
True.
She's female.
Any women buy a guitar this week from you?
Now, let me think. Not this week, but I do have a lot of female customers. And in fact, here's an interesting stat for you, while my nose is leaking in the middle of autumn. If I look at the viewers that watch us, between the age group of 35 to 45.
Yes, critical
we
age
have
group. People with money.
People with money. Hello, we love you.
Yes.
There's more women than that watch us mostly than men.
Well, today we're saluting them, Colonel.
Hello.
Because more women in rock would be a good thing.
Yes.
And you know, I work in tech, and so there's and I work now for the exemplar of women's, you know, the diversity of the workplace. It's 50-50. It's actually Employer of the Year for gender diversity.
Oh, really?
So I'm pretty excited
Congrats
about
on that.
ThoughtWorks, my new employer, getting that award. So shout out to them.
Shout out.
And in the world of tech, the conversation around why aren't there more women in tech kind of thing often falls to a very shallow argument of, it's a supply problem. It's, you know, it's they're not getting in the pipeline. They're not getting in the funnel. And the truth is it's just not in our consciousness. And I run into the same because all week I've had this conversation that you and I have been having.
Yes.
You name me your top 20 women artists, and people
top
just
20.
go.
That's hard.
And it's really interesting. But when you get the conversation going, you can't stop it. Everyone goes, and Amel and the Sniffers, and that kind of thing.
I love Amel and the Sniffers.
So
they're great.
In the interest of getting our audience started today, because what we want to end today's show with is an epic kind of a list of people bands they love. I'm going to kick it off because today is...
Now you've also put together a playlist on Spotify.
Yeah, that's available probably through the Colonel, or you can find me, Nigel Dalton.
I'll put the link in the show credits.
Yeah, I put a few of my and your favourites. Now it's a very biased list, Colonel.
That's all right.
So it's biased sort of by geography, by a real preference for guitar bands and players, but then geography and friendship can overcome that completely.
Yeah.
Because if you do the circles of people I love, people I know, and people who play guitar, it does get a little bit small. But I did put on there, I've opinionatedly put the top 3.
Okay.
And you gave a hint last week of who you thought might be the greatest album by a woman in your oeuvre, in your realm.
I did.
Still sticking with that after all of the dozens I've put up?
Yes. So my favourite album...
Because we're still in great rock albums.
We're still doing classic rock.
Well, you better do that.
No, I don't want to...
No, don't.
Oh, wait, hang on. I don't want to bump the leads. Wait a second. We're still doing classic rock albums by women today. I love Patti Smith.
Yeah.
I sort of grew up with...
Wow.
I had Easter. In fact, my dad had Easter on vinyl, and so that is just burnt into my memory. I still have it.
She's coming back.
She is coming back.
Wow.
I went and saw her...
Tickets went on sale last week.
Wow. You know, I went to that show. I went to her so-called last ever show.
Oh, wow.
I went to the last ever show at Festival Hall. In fact, the gentleman who plays keyboard for the band and also does some guitar teching, gentleman from Ireland, also Brian Ferry's tech, came into the shop, super nice guy, and we got to talking. He's like, "Would you like to come to the show tonight there?" And I said, "Sorry, can you say that again?" "The show there, did you? It's on the 3rd. On the what?" But anyway, I ended up going to the show.
You are so lucky.
How about that?
That's the privilege of celebrity. You white
It's all
privileged
panda.
retailer.
It's all
you.
panda.
Now, is somebody online yet, though,
man,
celebrating this with us?
Yes, we've got some folks online. We have Michael Ray. Do you know Michael Ray?
I do. He's texted me and sent me some tweets and all sorts of things in recent times. So very cool.
When Alan and I were doing the beer show last week, he was across at the bagel shop waiting for us.
Right.
And he was so intensely eating his bagel he chewed off a finger.
Right. Wow.
Really odd. Robert Quantrell. I don't think Robert has tuned in for a long time.
Fantastic.
Robert is a guitar... Are you from Warrnambool, Rob? Is that where you are? Guitar nut.
The bull.
Guitar nut. Wayne Randall, love the show. Keep up the good work. Have a great
that's very kind,
day,
Wayne.
Gents.
Wait till you find out
Great,
about my guitar
G-R-A-T-E.
today, Wayne. Ooh. Yeah. Any women online? I hate to ask this.
Well,
not at this point.
That's a tough sell.
Should we say not yet?
Not yet. Not yet. There will be.
And of course, the show goes out on YouTube as well. So maybe
it does. It does.
Luck
and we have that audience, 35 to 45. We're more popular.
Sure.
Robert Quantrell back again. Just about to get on the bus and head over to Port Fairy Folk Festival.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, cool, man.
3 days of folk. Young Noah, the Sly and Robbie, Noah and Ben of the Lovefish are going to a jazz festival down in Eastern Victoria.
Where are they? Whereabouts?
It's in a small town on the beach.
Oh, okay. I like that. Very nice.
They're
Panda, please be careful over there.
They're into jazz. I think this is what Teenage Rebellion has now reached, because there's no point them playing, metal or punk in my house. That's not rebellion.
No.
And jazz appears to be the form of...
That's Triple M.
Yeah.
We have Michael Ray also. Oh, Michael Prideaux. A very sophisticated name. Joni Mitchell rules.
Joni Mitchell rules.
I love
and you'll
Joni Mitchell.
see it on the playlist. Joni Mitchell is the closing act on the playlist of about 25.
I have a Joni Mitchell album recommendation, and I'm just trying to think of the name of it.
Right, she's got so many. I looked at the live albums.
Shadows and Light.
Okay, so I went for the 2 live albums because those performances at Woodstock's a little bit crunchy, but not in '68, just before there's a live album, and that's the track I've put up.
I have a quiz question, very quickly. Who, speaking of jazz, on the Shadows and Light album, which is mainly a live record, who plays guitar and who plays bass? Who did she hire for the band? Think jazz, think 70s jazz legends.
Wow. Okay.
Give me your answer. Robert Quantrell, hey Ian. Okay, everybody knows everybody.
Everybody knows everyone.
Michael Ray says, Colossus, Kerry Simpson, and Alison Ferrier, outstanding Melbourne blues.
Yeah.
Cool, Alison. Cool. I think I've tried to get Alison on the show before. Rob Manja, good morning, and Amanda Smith.
Hey, woo! Amanda, we salute you for coming here, because now I'm going to list off. Because I started with just the ones on our list, which comes down to guitars, I like them. And there's one other constraint for a song being featured on the show, Colonel, which is?
I'm not sure.
3 chords or less, and a dumbass can play it. So that eliminated quite a lot of me making the pitch to say we should play this song, and it had to be kept simple.
Nigel is very busy and does not have time to learn more than 3 chords. And there's a great old saying: you can play 10 chords to 3 people, or 3 chords to 10,000 people. That's for Neil Boland.
Yeah, exactly. He's in this afternoon?
He's coming in this afternoon.
What are you doing?
We're doing some minor blues.
Wow.
And we're going to have a look at B.B. King's The Thrill Is Gone.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
That's kind of cool.
I am now going to reel off to you the names of some of my other favourites who didn't make the final list necessarily,
Yes.
or I'm in the process of trying to find an album of theirs. Now this adds a real constraint to it.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of good singles, and actually an album's a hard thing if it doesn't work. I can't watch it. So let's go with it. Camp Cope.
Right.
I'm very contemporary here.
She's been in here. She's on the poster out there.
Okay, you're on it. Amyl and the Sniffers we talked about already.
Yes. I
I'm
want to
go
meet you.
Punksy and
Guys,
the Poison
girls.
Pen. So you're seeing the trend here. It's Queensland punk at this
Wow.
point.
Okay, I don't know them.
Who Called the Cops is a great song. Love to do that one. Let's get civilized. Jen Clower, Julia Jackson, or Jacqueline, sorry. Sorry, I got that wrong.
Okay.
Noah loves them.
Yep.
Sampa the Great, not a guitarist, so couldn't get onto the list, but was Artist of the Year.
Sampa the Great.
Sampa the Great.
Artist of the Year in
Australia.
Yeah, right.
Angie McMahon, G Flip. Have you heard of G Flip?
No.
Multi-instrumentalist, another Queenslander, I believe.
Wow. Go Queensland.
You know, overnight success after 5 years
country.
of busking. Old time. What about some old-timey ones?
Oh, that's kind of where my wheelhouse is.
Okay.
So, but are you talking old time Australian?
I'm talking Helen Reddy.
All right. Well, there's Helen's good. I love the
I Am Woman, Hear
I
Me
Am
Roar.
Woman.
That's fantastic.
Big hit.
So, Judith Durham, does she count? Sometimes it's listed as Judith Durham and the Seekers.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that's
I
true.
think, and I mean, I'm always shocked to learn they're Australian. Back to contemporary again, Adelita.
Okay, don't know her.
No?
No.
I think
Sorry,
what's her
folks.
band? The Brown Dirt? Something like that?
No.
Oh.
I'm glad you're here doing this.
Yep.
It's cool. You have a teenage son, so you know all this.
All of these things.
Yeah.
They're on his playlist.
I'm like
That's right, them.
all my female music at the moment is they're Disney characters.
Right.
So I listen to, as you may remember from our Spotify recap from 2019.
Yeah, you were pretty bad.
It's pretty much Frozen, Moana, excuse me, Mulan.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They're good
continue on.
songs. Renee Gayer,
Right. Oh, great.
in your wheelhouse.
Right. Guess who Renee Gayer's guitar player is at the moment?
Davy Lane.
Can you see that little CD over there? Aaron Shrembry
Oh, wow.
says, "Dear Colonel, thank you so much for the port and the support." That's Renee Gayer's guitar player.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quality. I mean, she's a quality musician, so he must be a
She is.
quality.
I love her.
Vika and Linda Bull,
Yes.
who in their own right are amazing. You know, I've seen them live. I've
Yes.
seen them on
Yes.
Rock Quiz, all those things. But in their own right, incredible pair.
Doing the backing vocals on Davy Lane's album at the moment. There you
well,
are.
that'll be top money. Kate Severano.
Yes.
You know a Severano.
We had Phil in here. The most lovely gentleman in all of rock and roll.
What a talented family. So if you haven't found something to go and search today, here's even more.
And a train killer.
The Veronicas.
Right. Okay. I'm not. Yeah.
So Melbourne sisters.
Are they from Melbourne? Or are they from Queensland?
Oh, I think they're Melbourneites, aren't they?
I'm going to say Brisbane.
Okay, you
go
claim them.
Brisbane.
Sia.
Sia,
Sia
excellent.
Furler, amazing
Killer, great
artist.
songwriter.
Olivia Newton-John going
Oh,
way back. I can't believe you missed that one.
We should have done an Olivia track.
So,
Yes, sir.
Colonel,
Continue on, sir.
Here we are. We are
Yes.
getting our top 3 women rockers. If they're guitarists, it's all the better. It's not essential because there can be redeeming features by the fact we love them so.
Yes.
And so first up, Courtney Love.
Courtney
And I've
Love.
got Courtney's guitar. I've got
Yes.
none of her skill.
Yes.
So how does this Malibu go?
Let's go over it. If you tune back in, we had a cable failure. We've managed to fix it. Please let us know when the sound cut out. Maybe you caught the explanation. Let's have a look. We've got E minor. me. E minor with a 7.
Makes it sound sad with that 7 on it.
It does. That's a very Billy Corgan chord. I had no idea he wrote that song. That's really impressive.
Well, it's a co-write. I mean,
Co-write, yes.
yeah. Like,
Uh,
and producer in this, and I think he
he
was her
produced it as
boyfriend
well.
for a little while as well.
Oh, man, you've got all the facts. All right. Hi, everyone. Okay, we've got a D. Yep, we go to B minor. And to an A. And that's the first section. And then G. Oh, yeah. To E minor. To D. To A. And then G. E minor. D. To an A. And then a C. D. A.
It's a very lovely chord progression, and
It
it's
is,
sort
it's
of
very
obvious. And so,
It's very nice.
where I mess it up, we'll cover for it. Let's play.
Let's do it. Michael Ray,
Is he
you're
back?
out there. Tell me when the sound
When
cut
did
out.
we make a mess of that?
When did that go wrong, Michael?
All right.
Okay, folks, here we go. Oh, hi, everyone. Everyone's back. Well, that's nice.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks, guys.
Let's hear a song from Courtney Love at the period of time when she gets out of punk
And into
into
pop
some
rock.
quality jangly.
Hey
I love the way that finishes on the D.
I do as well.
That leaves you hanging, doesn't it?
That does. That does.
Okay, so yeah, credible artist. Outsold
Amazing.
Bleach completely. So first albums for the
Wow.
much
I did not
compared
know that.
Cobain
That's
versus
huge. Wow. Okay. There you go.
Courtney, way outsold it.
What's she doing with herself these days?
She's
She was acting.
happily 55 years old, a great actor.
Yes.
Trying to bring up that 27-year-old Frances Bean. That's what makes me feel old.
I know.
Is
That
the,
is
is,
ridiculous.
is the daughter is 27, married and divorced already. Frances,
wow.
Frances Bean, named after a guitarist.
Unbelievable. Frances Bean, named after a guitarist.
Yeah. And
Ooh, that's a
if
good-
you had
that's a good
obscure
one.
knowledge of Nirvana, in particular their live album, which I'm going to get you
Yes.
to help me with at some stage, the
Yes.
Unplugged album.
Oh, yes,
Like a
yes,
straight
lovely.
through player, that would be amazing.
Yes.
So Frances is the name of the Vaseline's guitarist. Jesus
Okay.
Don't Want Me for a Sunbeam, which Kurt loved. They're the Scottish punk band.
Right.
And that's a nice circularity because Courtney was ignited having gone home from New Zealand,
Yes.
back to Oregon, and to a kind of a penitentiary / girls' school / Borstal thing. And in 1978, one of her mates at school gave her an album which had Bollocks on the cover.
Oh dear.
Gave her the Sex Pistols
Sex
album
Pistols.
to have a listen to that and said, you got such attitude, you should be one of these. And there it is, the story begins.
Man, that's a big album. Yeah, she's that age bracket.
Yeah.
Right, smack bang in
Now,
punk.
I've got a pretty obscure piece of trivia for you because
Yes.
in her biography, which I started
does.
reading and then decided that I would rather eat gravel,
Yes.
not a great biography.
okay.
I did find an obscure fact of who she credits as her inspiration for the Courtney Love of Whole, in particular the first couple of albums, but the whole persona of Courtney Love as we knew it, because that isn't actually her name. Her first name was Love when she was christened.
Right.
That's where the love comes from. Courtney got added after the divorce to her father. She was Michelle.
Right.
So, wow, talk about confused kids, Colonel.
Very
Don't do
confused.
this to your daughter.
No, not yet.
Anyway, she turned into an amazing artist, but she claimed inspiration from one woman only as to her look and her vibe and her feel. And I think
Can I guess it?
we should salute this as our next artist if we can.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think Courtney might have followed? And here's a clue: Australian.
Really? I did not know. Well, it's what's it? The Vinyls. That's her name. It's Chrissy Amphlett.
So
Chrissy
I'm
Amphlett.
going to hazard a detective's
Really? I
guess,
didn't know
right?
that. How about that?
Is that in New Zealand in 1976,
Yes.
she saw or heard Monkey Grip.
Oh.
So Monkey
that was
Grip
a-
is
it's
the
a
movie,
movie,
set here in Melbourne,
Right.
which Chrissy Amphlett is the down and out rocker
Oh.
girl in, and not a
Yes.
major part, a kind of a supporting act part.
Yes.
Bit of good acting there. And then the soundtrack to that was the first album of the Divinals.
Wow. I did not know that.
So she was absolutely, in New Zealand and then going back to Oregon, West Coast America, to hear those albums and see what the amazing Chrissy Amphlett did.
Okay, I have another quiz question.
Okay.
Hopefully we have audio and everything.
Yep.
Who is Chrissy? Which a famous Australian singer and
Yeah.
performer is Chrissy Amphlett related to? And I think that person's still alive.
She is. She
Still
is.
alive?
I know
Yes.
the answer to that one. I'm not giving it away. Has anyone returned to the show?
Let's have a look. Sorry, folks. We had a bit of audio trouble. Robert Quantrell says Mia Dyson. That's a good suggestion.
Oh, yes.
That's a really good one.
That is a great suggestion.
Michael Ray says we had 9 minutes of a classic silent movie.
Oh, no.
What I might do is just make it black and white.
Yeah.
When I edit it later. Sorry about that, folks.
Jeez.
Didn't get any explanation. Robert Quantrell says didn't get any explanation. So we must have
Sorry.
been talking about something there. That's right. We'll check it back. Good morning, Liz Paul. I was watching a black screen. Oh, you're watching a black screen.
We've had every single failure possible today.
Okay. All right. Ricky sounds epic, says
Oh my God,
Ricky.
dude. You should hear it here in the studio. And I'm running through a Moore set onto Gym Drive, which is my favourite setting on the Moore pedal magical computer set thing on the floor there.
Yeah, Nigel's on, if you're wondering what we're playing through, Nigel is on the Moore GE300, which I highly recommend.
Yep.
And I'm on a Fractal Axe.
This does sound epic and makes me want a Rickenbacker.
It's a 92.
It's
Rickenbacker
right in
360.
the era.
There you go.
This could have been her guitar, folks.
And what's the Telly, Jeff Lee? The Telly. This is an American vintage 52.
Yeah.
So I might switch over to.
It's going to be Telly's all the way down shortly.
Blah 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 blah. David Ray is on from London.
Oh,
hello,
good work.
David Ray.
Good work.
Sorry, we've got loads of people. Oh my God. Can those of us who couldn't lip read the last 9 minutes have a recap?
Yeah.
Okay, we can recap. I think,
recap quite simply. We talked about all the amazing Australian bands, and then we said top three. And top three is a subset because it has to be top three I can play with 4 chords or less.
And we read out a massive list of Australian women who are in incredible
people. And I never really got to, my on the playlist you'll find Tash Sultana.
Oh, Tash Sultana, cool,
freak.
Amazing,
absolute freak.
Amanda Smith says that was so funny. Michael and others kept us entertained. Thank you, Michael Ray.
Oh, thank goodness.
You. He's next door in the bagel shop.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael Ray. I'm here all week. Try the try the veal. Scott Walker says hi from Newport. Hello, Scott. Hello.
Newport Road.
Amanda Smith. Chrissy. All right, cool. Should we do some Chrissy?
Yeah, we should. So, Boys in Town. So this song, and I've consumed a bit of Chrissy's.
Yes.
And there's something in common here, I'll be honest with you, and is that Chrissy and Courtney both had pretty tough teenage years.
Oh, that's not
it's like
tell me about Chrissy's teenage years. I don't know about her.
Geelong girl.
Yeah.
Father who's post-traumatic stress disorder from the war, bit of a violent bastard basically, but that was tough times in Australia in that period of time.
Absolutely.
Undiagnosed PTSD. It wasn't an option for the thousands of soldiers who came home from World War II. He was a prisoner of a war, and look, both of these people, I think, Chrissy Amphlett, which is pre-Courtney Love and inspired Courtney Love. They walk up to the hard ones, Colonel. That is pretty awkward and uncomfortable to talk about, but on International Women's Day you kind of have to, about violence against women.
Yes.
Prejudicial treatment in media, in industry, in music. Oh my God, may our grandchildren finally live in a better world for women, and particularly women in music. And despite all, this is decades now of this bullshit treatment. So Chrissy did endure. I mean, she basically left home at 14 or 15.
Yes.
Came to Melbourne, got involved in the music scene. The music scene kind of both saved her. She was always going to be a performer.
Where did you say? Did you say Perth?
Geelong.
Geelong. Wow.
So, speaking of, wow. So that's where her family was. She had an older sister who was a very talented performer as well, and Mum really looked after them. But yeah, she was a wild child, into the Surfer Boys.
She looked like a wild child.
And look, she's the real deal. That is not a put-on act in any way at all. She is the product of a very tough teenagehood.
Yes.
And the music was fantastic. So Boys in Town is about all the boys in town on the surf coast of South Victoria.
Wow. How about that?
Is it a tough one to play?
Let's have a look, folks. It's, what's tough about the Divinals? I'm going to tell you. It's the timing of the rhythm guitar, mostly played by her sidekick,
Mark McEntee.
Yeah.
He's the Perth connection.
Okay.
He's
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because he's got. I think has he got Wheels and Doll Baby?
Yeah, closed it 2 years ago. Unfortunately, that was a famous women's clothing store.
Yeah.
I went to the store in Perth at one stage with some colleagues.
Oh wow. Oh, that's cool.
From ThoughtWorks, actually, at the time. That was pretty hilariously small world.
Oh, yeah. I put him right up there in Australia's greatest guitar playing zone.
Wow.
He's amazing. Let's have a look. So you can power chord it, but to get that distinctive sort of sound,
Just.
it's
How does it originally go?
It's a C sharp minor 7, weirdly. Right?
Oh, okay, sort of there. No, it's that shape 7.
That's it. And then all I'm doing is
instant. Listen to this, everyone. Instant freaking
there you
divinals.
And he's just taking the second and third finger off. Yeah. So.
The secrets are revealed, Colonel. I could not work that out at home.
And the way to play the rhythm is you kind of have to listen to the melody, because he plays along, or the melody's written to the rhythm. So it's essentially a C sharp minor chord.
Yep.
Might double check my tune. Down to an A, to a B, back to C sharp minor, and the whole song is kind of revolving around that. But I do change
power chords.
Yeah, power chords.
A, B, C sharp.
Yeah, that's it. A, B, C sharp and back. And then at the end, it's pretty much to an A, to an F sharp minor, back to the C sharp minor. I'm liking this guitar so much, I might just stick to it.
Okay.
All right, so we give it a go.
The truth is, the viewers won't notice the difference based on the butterscotch telly. I'm going to stick with this one because it sounds like what he played various Gibsons.
Okay. He had a Les Paul Jr. or something.
Oh, he had some lovely Les Pauls.
We still have audio. Woo!
So let's do it. The boys are in town.
Boys in town.
Tough subject matter. Tough lady.
Oh
Sad R.I.P. after a terrible battle with cancer.
Dreadful. How old was she?
53.
53.
Oh,
that's terrible.
I know.
That's terrible. All right, here we go. Boys in Town. One of my favourite. This and science fiction. Come on.
Yeah, well, science fiction's in the top 30 Australian songs of all time.
Oh, man.
As voted by a very large number of people who know what they're talking about.
It's incredible. Here we go. It's hard.
Wow.
I love that.
I see what you mean about
That's
the rhythm.
cool. Yeah, it's hard. It's
It
super
is
hard.
way, way harder, and I was struggling.
Yeah, it's the only way I can. It's very hard to count it, but it's if you play it to the melody, which is kind of like. Whoop, give me some sound. Give me some sound here.
I'm swapping guitars while you do that, Colonel.
All the boys in town. Now I want to get out of here.
Yeah, the vocal
kinda-
really does give the signals, doesn't it?
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
No, we're doing a guitar swap.
I've gone
right
to
at the
guitar
end of the show.
swap
Let's do it.
because we're getting close to the end of the show, and so we've found a connection between Courtney Love and the Divinals, and
Yes,
that's
sir.
that's in the top 3. Salute on International Women's Day to the great
Absolutely.
women rockers.
Very cool.
2 of which are actually guitarists.
Yes.
And that brings us to number 3, and we started with Courtney. And
We did.
We're going to Courtney.
We're going to finish with the Courtney.
Because for me, has Courtney Barnett ever been in the store, Colonel?
That's a good question, because we have been following each other on Instagram for a long time,
Right.
and if she has, I didn't recognise her.
Right.
Maybe she hasn't.
Maybe
I don't
not.
know. I don't know. If you're out there though, come on in.
Anyway, so another New Zealander.
Pandas wet. What?
Well-
No.
Yeah, she's from
Nigel.
West New Zealand. She's from Tasmania.
You know what?
We claim Tasmania. We're just slowly getting the whole nation. Okay, but we'll start with the Tasmanians. They're a bit like us.
You know, I don't want to put people who were born and bred here down, but let me tell you, the amount of folks in Melbourne who are involved in the entertainment biz
Yeah.
that are not from Melbourne, and I'm talking Queensland, even New Zealand, which did we buy New Zealand? And Tasmania,
Other way
Perth,
around.
it's incredible. Tim Rogers, Perth.
I think-
She's from Tasmania.
Yeah, this is what I love about
I own
Melbourne, though,
Brisbane.
is it's just, and that makes it a friendlier place. A bit like San Francisco, where I once lived, and I didn't know anyone from San Francisco. Everyone,
Yeah,
and it
right.
causes a real collectivism, I think.
does.
So we are going straight to 2015. She started playing earlier in a band called Immigrant Union with the drummer from the Dandy Warhols.
What?
So
That's incredible.
he moved to Melbourne.
Is he still here?
Still here.
Wow.
That's one. That's the Dandies connection, and then the whole Ash Naylor, Dandies, Friends, like wow, small global world. And she outgrew that and became Courtney Barnett. She's had so many different, all the different expressions of what she's done. The Kurt
Yes.
Weill kind of arc is incredible. She's won all the things. She's been
Yes.
Grammy nominated,
She has.
and she
Super
writes
popular.
the greatest lyrics.
She does. It's cool.
And
good
to
guitar
my
player too.
absolute joy, Colonel, I've finally done it.
Yes, Sir Nigel.
I have found a song with only 2 chords in it.
Oh, you have
My
done it,
life
sir.
search has been-
Depressed.
Thank God. Yeah,
There,
exactly.
it doesn't get more Melbourne than this song, so we should do it. How are we going for time tonight?
Oh, we need to do it.
We're right on
we
the-
need
okay,
to do
we're
it.
gonna do it. We're going to do Preston.
It's
Let's
a C
just
and an
say-
F. It's not set in Preston. It's set in Reservoir.
Michael
But
Ray.
Reservoir didn't fit the rhyming of the song.
We've got Morris Hickey from Scotland on. Hello, how about that?
And
All the way
I've
to
chosen a
Scotland.
guitar that our other 2 artists would have been right on top of in 1982 or 4.
That's an 84, actually. that one.
84 Japanese telly. And
Classic-
the
classic,
Divinals
sir.
would have been all over that, as would have Courtney Love.
D. Preston. Here we go, folks. It's D. Preston,
And
Courtney
it's just
Barnett.
variants on a C and an F, folks.
You said we should look out further. I guess it
Lots of power
wouldn't
here.
hurt us. We don't have to be around all these coffee shops. Now we got that percolator. Never made a latte greater. I'm saving $23 a week. We drive to a house in Preston. We see police arresting a man with his hand in a bag. How's that for first impressions? This place
Great way to end the show, Colonel. What key were you noodling in, just for those at home?
I'm noodling in the key of C for
Right.
the noodlers at home, and I'm just playing country licks. But that's just all the chords in C. F, right, little baby chord. The sixth, I'm playing in a sixth or a
Right.
sixth, as some people would say.
Well, fantastic. Do you know what I wish, Colonel? I wish that all these amazing women guitarists and rockers could become as rich as Madonna. That's my wish upon them today.
That'd be cool.
Because Madonna,
I like them a lot
read
better than Madonna.
in the course of doing my research, she's worth 800 million.
What?
Nice work, Madonna.
Well done, Madonna.
And
I can't criticise that.
That is the peak of the achievement in this era. May it get better. May everyone have a fantastic International Women's Day tomorrow.
Yes, enjoy.
And
have a barbecue.
we'll go and sell some guitars and fix up the terrible resulting components of a bit of a patchy show here on a Saturday morning. What sort of guitars did you have
Could
today,
be the
Kel?
mouse. I think there was a mouse in here.
Play them on
have a look.
Saturdays, sell them during the week has worked regularly.
well.
So
Let's
lately.
do it.
So
It's
it is.
Telecaster. Rickenbacker. But that's all right. Oh, and Panda. She switched the light.
Panda turns the light out.
That's it.
Lights out, Panda. We're
Thanks.
off.
Bye, folks.
Ciao.
3, 2,
Thanks.
1. Ciao.